Jane and Sharon are our partners over on the residential side. And so we do the multifamily commercial, and they follow, or they teach about residential, and they have literally hundreds of deals under their belt and have been doing this, and they have properties in, or have done deals in 11 or 12 states at this point. And so they really are the cat's pajamas for the on the residential side. So let me turn it over to them, and I'm going to mute myself on this.
Thank you, Nicole. It's such an honor to be working with you and James, and we learn so much from both of you. Great team. James, do I have? Nope. I'm sorry, pain coming in the middle to have you give me access to screen share.
Let me go back. Oh, there you are. Okay.
While we're getting started, just the Virtual REI Academy is sponsoring this. We came on board with James and Nicole probably about a year and a half now. I think time is flying by. It feels like yesterday. But this is we do this Teaching Tuesday, and it's something that we can give back and kind of learn tips and tricks, do's and don'ts, some of our mistakes, so everybody doesn't make the same ones we do. We were just talking about property management. I could talk on that all day of the things not to do. But it's just a way to give back and try to give out some free information. And then obviously our website has a ton of courses. We just put a new one up. We're starting to do some webinars. We have some information on that coming up. Just some of the things that we do, how we do them, and how to be successful at them. Tonight we're going to talk about making green. So how to maybe maximize some green stuff and make money and help the environment. So I'm going to turn it over to Sharon.
Yeah, we're going to talk about sustainable real estate investing and looking into those government programs, whether it's federal government programs, state, local, regional programs. I'm very passionate about sustainability and protecting our planet. Jane and I both enjoy going out in the nature and watching, animals and looking at habitats and really looking at the wonder of the beauty of our, beautiful planet, and want to continue to protect it and preserve it. We only have one planet, and we do all need to do our part to protect it. And we all are here to make money. This is a business, and we want to make money from our real estate ventures, but that doesn't mean anything if we're destroying our planet or it's uninhabitable. So, it goes hand in hand. I want to take this time to talk about ways to create more green in your real estate business. And like I said, make money along the way. I heard of a lot of people doing positive programs and to implement into their businesses, and they consider it doing good while doing well. You're doing good for the environment, doing good for other people, doing good for community, and doing well for yourself. We're doing this, like I said, it's not a charity. We're making money along the way. And let's look at break down some of these benefits of going green or, sustainable real estate investing. It will, in the long run, lower your operating costs. Using those energy efficient and sustainable properties, they typically have lower operational costs, and bills and utility bills and that sort of thing will be lower month by month, and it increases the property value. Even like Nicole and James have the commercial real estate, people want to see the green buildings now. They want to see green spaces, green buildings, sustainable buildings, and it will increase the value and the appeal. And it enhances the marketability. Those features can make that property more attractive to the tenants and the long-term buyers. And this will really help you stay ahead of regulations and requirements if the resources or the governments, cities, states are looking into, providing permits and that sort of thing, they'll see that you're taking it seriously. You're trying to be conscientious of, the energy efficiency, the environment, sustainability. So that'll go a long way for you. And positive environmental impact. It contributes to the environment and it can enhance your brand. And you'll just look, it'll look like you're a steward, and you really care about other people. And, it builds that legacy for future generations. And what couple of the ways that we're going to break it down and look at ways that you can accomplish this. Energy efficiency, energy audits. I'm going to go into a little detail about energy audits. I understand that, creating this business with sustainability and going green, it requires some upfront costs and effort on your part. It's not, easy at first, but the long-term effects are well worth it, and it outweighs the short-term upfront capital and, your equity and your sweat equity into it, and your time and energy. And doing this will increase your property value, and you can utilize these government programs and grants along the way to create more savings in the long run. And through conducting energy audits on properties is pretty much identifying areas where there's energy consumption and making efforts to reduce that. So the first thing you want to do when you create an energy audit or complete an energy audit is that you want to gather your intelligence, gather your data, gather information, look at your past utility bills, see what, and talk to other people in the area and see what their average bills are, or talk to the companies and see what, you can get information from the companies themselves, call them, get some input, get some, ideas of what other areas, other houses that are the size, typical size and square footage of your house, what they're paying average monthly payments. And then as you do that, you see where you fall in line with everyone else. And then you can start doing a visual inspection of your property. Go walk the outside of your property, inspect like insulation, the doors and windows, the roofs, the walls, for like gaps and cracks and broken seals and leaks. And then do the same thing to the inside. Look at the attic space, the basements, ventilation areas, insulation. You want to look at the HVAC system for age deterioration, the efficiency ratings, see if it's a high rating efficiency. Look at the ductwork, see if there's any loose joints and areas in the ductwork, if it's clean. And then you might want to decide to put a programmable thermostat on the house so that you can set it, set the thermostat correctly and the hold pattern for the more efficiency with the electric. And look at all your appliances for these efficiency ratings. And a lot of the appliances with the efficiency ratings will have an Energy Star label on it. So that'll kind of be a telltale sign. And then you can well, that's what I was saying, compare your usage with everyone else and see the other people, compare it with if the people in the area already have the appliances that are Energy Star and see the differences. It makes a big difference. You wouldn't really think it was, but it has a big impact. And then when you go around and you do the assessment, start repairing and replacing in the areas that really need it, like put nicer, newer insulation up where necessary, seal the gaps and cracks around the inside and the outside of the house. And a big thing to do is upgrade the windows and the doors. That's huge. Make sure you have the double pane windows. I know people want to cut costs with windows, but it's so much more energy efficient and easier just to replace those windows. And one small thing you can do is make sure all the light bulbs are changed over to the LED bulbs. And then when the appliances get old, instead of trying to fix the appliances, just replace them with the Energy Star appliances. And then after you make the improvements along the way, monitor and compare the energy bills, constantly monitor and compare the data, and you will see a big difference. Really does make a huge difference. And that's what I was talking about, the double and triple pane and the glazed windows. And that really does make a difference for the heating and cooling and keeping the house, it makes a huge difference. In Florida, you have to have, especially if you do 50% or more rehab to a house, you have to we have to have the hurricane proof windows, but
Of
really,
course, now you want to have them.
Yeah.
29 named storms coming our way next year.
and now the storms are impacting up and down the East Coast. And I mean, look at, what was that, Texas, the last 3 weekends, they were having tornadoes, and like the weather events are getting worse and worse.
And didn't you guys have a hurricane, earthquake up here a couple weeks ago? In Maryland 3 weeks ago or something? Anybody?
If we did, I'm
I
totally
think it's-
oblivious to it.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have anything over here. At least if we did, I didn't recognize it.
That's what we were told. Some of our friends that live up here said that there was some area in the fault line got hit, and they were really feeling some effects of it. Wasn't anything like California, but it was pretty impactful. And see, renewable energy and building materials. You want the sustainable building materials. You might want to consider solar panels. I know they were a big thing like 4 or 5 years ago, and there were programs where if you did put solar panels on your roof or in your house, you would get rebates. So you might, installing the solar panels for that renewable energy and reduce the dependency on the non-renewable energy sources. Eco-friendly materials, especially on the outside. Bamboo, recycled steel, reclaimed wood. And it's cheaper. A lot of times those materials are not only more sustainable, but they're cheaper. Let me move this over so I can see it. Water conservation, low flow fixtures, install low flow toilets, faucets, and shower heads to reduce that water consumption. And rainwater harvesting. A lot of people I've noticed are doing this lately, are having those rain barrels, and systems and irrigation for non-potable water uses. That's a big thing. And we, when we rehab, we go through the toilet replacement rebate program, where you get $100 per toilet, and it's up to 2 per household that you get a rebate for the toilet to replace with the low flow fixtures, the low flow toilets. And toilets are the biggest water users in the home. Replacing them with the low flow style options are one of the most important actions that you can take to reduce the water intake and to lower your bills. I didn't realize that, but it really makes a big impact, and you'll really see a difference in your water bill. Just doing that one little thing is making sure you utilize the low flow toilets. And landscaping, sustainable landscaping. I know, especially with flips, you want to make the outside of your house look nice, that curb appeal. People walk up and are wowed. And make sure when you plant the plants, you use the native plants in the landscaping. Reduce the water usage, and you're supporting the local ecosystem. And that's what I was talking about, the rain barrels. A lot of people are collecting rainwater one way or another, or recycling the water, and putting it in the rain barrels and using it with your gardens and lawns. I've seen this, a lot more people are using this the last probably a couple years. Yeah, we've noticed that a lot. And Jane would like this because she's afraid of the snakes and everything
I'm
lurking.
not afraid, I don't like that.
Lurking in the yard. So she wants to minimize the size of the lawn. It's, to reduce the water and the maintenance requirements, but she has her reasons why.
Nope, it's the stones look better. They just look better.
The stones and the rocks and the, larger patios and mulch to reduce, the size of the lawn. And then with mulch, that serves as a couple multifaceted. If you have like some chemical or with the lead paint, and if you have paint chips or anything, or and you put mulch on top of it and spread it out, it breaks down the chemical composition of things and reduces those effects in the atmosphere and around your yard. So that's the mulch works. You have the right kind of mulch, it works great. And just looking up different federal grants that are available. There is investment tax grants, ITC, for residential and commercial solar energy systems. And this will cover a percentage of the installation costs. It's different percentages for different square footages and different areas. So I can't give you an exact figure of what the percentages are, but I think it can cover up to like 20%. Residential energy efficient tax credit. This offers tax credits for homeowners who make energy efficient improvements to their homes. It includes installation, energy efficient windows and doors, heating and cooling systems. And they have a couple more things on the list as well, like roofs. That's huge. And residential renewable. Whoops, do I have that written twice? Yes, I do. I'm sorry. This actually it added a little bit more to it. They even like wind turbines it's getting big. I'm on the fence with that. It depends on, the wind turbines can sometimes have a negative impact on animals and the environment. Heat pumps, fuel cells, and with some of the newer things, especially the solar panels, it covers a larger portion. The U.S. Department of Energy programs, DOE, weatherization assistance programs. This is a grant program to improve the energy efficiency of low-income households. The program covers energy audits, installation, weather stripping, and different caulking and sealing the areas around the house. I got to move this up so I can see behind it. Yeah. Home Energy Score Program. This is a rating system that provides homeowners with a score, and then it recommends for energy improvement. That way, the homeowner knows it helps with the audit program. It assists with the audit. The homeowner knows which areas that need to be buttoned down and fixed up and either redone or replaced. U.S. Environmental Protection Agency programs has that Energy Star program I was talking about, is certifications and incentives for energy efficient products. And that's the little seal on there that you see on the your washer and dryer and your kitchen appliances. Homes that are Energy Star standard are more efficient and they're environmentally friendly. And there's a Water Sense program, promotes water efficiency products and practices, and they'll label your home as Water Sense and with the appliances. And this really, it does make a big difference with the water consumption. I was surprised. And then I tried to make it a little more local too, because a lot of us are from Maryland or invest in Maryland or live in Maryland. There's a program called MEA, Maryland Energy Administration. There's a commercial one and a residential one. Clean energy rebate programs provides financial incentives for businesses to install renewable energy solar, wind, geothermal, for both, like I said, for commercial and residential. And then I had to put this one in there because Jane is in there. Jane E. Lawton Conservation Loan Program offers low interest loans for energy efficiency and renewable energy projects. So I thought that was interesting. I've never seen that before. I was just Googling and looking up some of these programs, and that one really caught my eye. Empower Maryland program. This provides rebates for energy efficient upgrades, the HVAC system, insulation, lighting, and this is both residential and commercial. And a lot of these programs are administered by the local utility companies, BGE, Pepco, Delmarva. And then I know some of us invest in other areas, and a lot of us that invest in other areas probably starting out staying on the East Coast. So I looked up some regional programs. Northeast Energy Efficiency Partnership, NEEP. It works with different states in the Northeast area. And again, for promoting energy efficient policies and programs. And it'll give resources and support for these initiatives. And then there's Desire database for renewable and efficiency. For renewables and efficiency, and it provides comprehensive information on incentives and policies that support renewable and energy efficiency throughout the United States. You can search for the state specific programs. Some of them, when you go into that website, it'll be broken down in the states. I looked at Maryland and other states around the East Coast, and doing research and looking at it, I learned that the more you research, the more you'll find these programs out there. Some of the programs expire, some are longer term. There's always new programs that are coming down the pike, and you want to document all your rehabs and how you've made any improvements to the house. And so you have that for the application process. Many of these have an application process that, you have to put all your plans in there and all your, what you've done to better the house. And if I know now, like if you have a rental, if you start it's, you can't always do it early because you've had your rental for a couple of years. But if you identify a house and you're going to rehab it, make sure that you apply early for the program, because funding is sometimes limited. Sometimes they only take a certain amount of houses each month. And then sometimes the money dries out for a little while, especially with COVID, or a lot of the money, there was a lot of programs for helping, the renters pay their bills and pay their rent. So a lot of these other programs dried out for a short time, and then they'll come back out there. So, always look out and research, because they'll start cropping up once the money starts building back up with the government systems. And I know that some of these I mentioned were available for homeowners, not necessarily the investors, but a lot of us do offer, owner financed houses. So, we can, and we do, like I know I was telling everybody that we do provide packets for the homeowner, and you can just add this information in the packet, and then it just, helps them absorb the cost, or, pass it on to the homeowners when you do those market flips. So it's, good resources to have, to know about, and then to pass on to others. And then if down the road you somehow get the house back, then your house is, more energy efficient and cost effective. So it's a win-win either way. And wanted to talk about our upcoming event. We're having a virtual real estate investing webinar. So mark your calendars. That's going to be July 20th from 12 to 4 Eastern time. And it's going to $25. And everybody wants you to check out our online course, the virtualreiacademy.com, for more information on the online course information. And Jane's going to put the link for the virtual real estate webinar in the chat, unless you already done that? See, she's already taken care of that.
What are you talking about on the webinar?
We are, do you want to pull up the, or is that, does Maria have that yet?
Yeah, sir. A lot of it is just some strategies and skills for success in virtual real estate. I mean, that's, most of our things are actually our remote investing. We've just had a lot of luck with that. So, different strategies. We're going to go over a lot of stuff, just, introduction to how to do it, some due diligence techniques, some of the digital marketing strategies, building a team, management tools, best practices, kind of exploring alternative financing options. We're kind of running into that right now. We were driving up to Maryland and just different things have come our way, and on the way back, which means we have to leave earlier. We had 3 opportunities, I think 2 in North Carolina and 1 in South Carolina. Just, we can take those properties with owner financing, so we have to stop by and look at them, but, we wouldn't always be on the road, so it's just, that's lucky that, we're going that way, but, typically how we would do some due diligence for that. Market analysis, a lot of why we investing is because we just didn't get the difference, and we came from Maryland, and why these people paid $300,000 for $1,200 rent. It just didn't make sense to us, and how we kind of got into it. Different legal contracts we'll go over, some risk assessment, exit strategies. You always have to have multiple. We like to have 3, sometimes 4. And then we'll do some Q&A and just, some of the things we learned, some case studies, some things that didn't go well. And should be a great seminar for not much money.
You guys have always done
That
really
answer
well
your
with
question,
the
Nicole?
virtual. Yep. Sorry.
What did you say, James?
I was just going to say that you guys have always done very well with kind of the virtual, finding deals, evaluating deals, buying deals, renting, doing all sorts of different things in different states. I'm always amazed at the breadth of the states that you have. I know up in Indiana, you've actually got a crew for the amount of properties you have over there. But I mean, you guys are buying stuff like what, Alabama, Mississippi. I'm trying to think of my geography: Alabama, Mississippi, Missouri, and you actually have never, I understand, never actually been there. Is that right?
We've been to very few of the houses we acquire. Yeah, that's
This
true.
will be something unusual, stopping by and actually looking at
I
them.
think there's 3 houses I think we're going to stop by and actually look at that on the way home this week. So that'll be exciting. We're actually looking forward to that. There's one of them. Actually, maybe I'll open it up to people here. We have an opportunity to acquire a house in a little tiny small town in North Carolina called Hobgood. It's tiny. We were looking to acquire it to owner finance it, and we actually there's an investor with it already. So they gave us access to the house. So we've been having a couple people going in there that were maybe interested in buying it on terms. The thing that we're having problem with is the cell service is really bad in that area. And this house is on 2 acres. So us, my creativity, and we putting our thinking caps on. So I'm thinking, wonder if we can reach out to somebody to put a cell tower on it. So we talked to people in the past where they've put cell towers on their property, and they actually get between $1,000 and $1,500 a month from that carrier to utilize their land for the cell tower. So just put my thinking cap on and thinking if I could bring this together, but I've never actually done it before. So I put in a couple applications to look into how you do that. So I don't know logistically how long it takes. If anybody else has ever done it, have they been successful with it?
I've looked at it a couple of times. A lot of it is, a lot of the major carriers have lots and lots of towers now, right? And I think it's harder and harder to do that. What people are having successful with now is putting it's not a cell tower, but it's kind of a cell receiver for, kind of what, the G5, the kind of the last mile kind of thing, where they're putting those things up in individual neighborhoods so that people can get the 5G services. I think you have more luck going on with that right now than the main cell towers. But if it's that remote, it may help. It may well be that you could talk something like that. They tend to look for higher ground. So is this up on a hill or something?
No,
We won't know until we get.
I don't know if this one's up on a hill. That's a good question, but we'll check it out. That's one of the houses where we're gonna go look at. Because we've never been to that area. I mean, we've been surrounding that area, but we've never been into that town, and it's pretty remote. And like in that whole region, people have complained about the cell phone
Mhm.
usage
I think it's a great idea.
in spotty areas.
Somebody pitched me a property in San Francisco, and the whole value add was actually uh, getting cellular companies to actually put towers on top of this building in downtown San Francisco. And it looked viable, so, and to Nicole's point, 5G is line of sight. So you really need to have a lot more towers than you do with everything else. So I think it's a great idea.
Or if anybody else had any other ideas that, to solve that problem with them, the self-service. That was one family, and they were a great family, and they would have been a perfect fit for that house. It's a husband and wife, and they have 2 children, and they don't want to go in there having issues with their cell phones, especially with their kids there and everything. So being remote. So I'm open for any suggestions too, other than
Or if anybody knows Elon, maybe he can look us up.
I think you can get it, can't you? Can't you get like a Starlink dish or something like that?
Yeah, that's my expertise. And one of the things that we started doing when I was actually doing it over in Eastern Europe was mini satellites. Actually, just like your DirecTV or Dish Network satellite, you deploy those, and it'll send and receive the signal and amplify it. So you can start daisy chaining them, and it becomes a profit center if you or that family wants to do that. But that's very, very efficient, and it's very cost effective.
How
do I
expensive
do it?
is it?
Costs about what you pay for. Medium service DirecTV setup, and nowadays there aren't as many remote areas as there used to be. So a lot of the companies that'll do it, where they used to charge for installation and maintenance plans and things, they usually throw that in.
Oh, good to know.
Do you have any contact or a company in the North Carolina? Somebody that I could like a search, how I research that?
I can double check. I know that the cell service providers like the Carolinas is a big AT&T, former Bell Atlantic hub, and what they do is they will partner, because a lot of times what they'll try and do is, if you take that satellite service, they'll try to go fiber from there to the next main hub. So it's a benefit for everybody all the way around. If I can look and see what I can find, but generally speaking, the department at the cell carriers, or even the old, say, Verizon or Bell Atlantic, the Fios people, they work with them quite often, and that'll be a good place to look as well.
Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you.
Well, it's great having a community. We all come together and solve problems. You got anything to add? Or anybody have any questions on this or any additions to how they've used sustainability or went green with their projects or houses or properties? Or we can talk about other type of single family investments as well. Or do you have property you wanted to talk about?
It's the quiet crowd.
Just as an aside, Fannie Mae for multifamily, and I'm sure they do it for single family as well, has a green rewards program where they'll basically, if you put in like low flush toilets or new HVAC or energy efficient windows and stuff like that, it will actually reduce your interest rate and increase your loan to value. So they'll basically give you more money at a lower cost, and they will actually, at least for multifamily, for free, will come out and actually do the eval for you and say, okay, great, you know, you have a 40 unit building. If you replace these, you know, 40 shower heads and these 20 toilets and these 4 windows, you know, you would qualify, and we'd give you a certificate basically, and then we'll give you, I mean, it's not a lot, right? But it's maybe like a quarter of a point or whatever it is. But considering today's interest rates, every little bit helps. And obviously if they'll give you, you know, 75% LTV versus 65 or 70, you know, that can actually make a deal work versus having to walk away from it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a quarter point.
Absolutely. That's great. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Talking about Fannie, this is not, well, this may work here. Talking about HUD and those, they actually have come out, was the end of the year, last year, with a 5% down payment for 2, 3, and 4 unit properties if the owner lives in it for a 2-year kinds of thing. So if it's owner occupied, you can't beat that these days. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of as a pleasant surprise for anybody who's looking for small multis, or, you know, they're still considered residential, but 5% down payment for a income producing property is pretty much unheard of these days.
That is
Yep.
great. And then you live in one and live there free because you're getting the money from the
Yep.
rentals of the other ones. I was talking to, it's funny, a neighbor of mine who does that. They kind of house hack. They go from house, look for either duplexes or single family houses, go in there, live there for a while, flip it, and then jump to the next one. So they would love this. I'll have to tell them about this program.
Oh, let me see that baby. Ernie, let me see that baby.
Oh, he's so cute.
Isn't he cute?
He's super fussy right now.
Oh, what did you do? Did you pinch him?
Oh, hello there.
Cute.
Oh, not happy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, cute.
About
I
3
think
weeks
he
old right now.
I think he looks like you.
Well, you know, I'd hope so.
Well, he could look like your wife.
Well, that's yes. I guess yeah. But yeah, how are you guys doing?
Great, great.
He's saying,
Pretty
no,
good.
Daddy, not another Zoom, not another Zoom, Daddy.
He is cute.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why I've been kind of off camera right now.
Got daddy duty.
Yeah, a little bit.
How's his brother? Upset, jealous, happy, having fun with him.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty well with them. He's got, you know, it's there's there's times, well, when Vico came, he brought a little gift for his brother, and it was a Jeep. So he was super happy with that, and that's helped ease the jealousy a little bit. But no, he's been doing great. Very happy with her. But very good content tonight. I didn't get to chime in too much on it, but obviously when you're doing the green building and lead certification stuff, there's tons of things to be able to kind of lean towards the environmental and natural side, and try to make better use of the utilities and all. But I find when we do them in flips and stuff, it just doesn't make financial sense. Especially after some of the lessons I've had over the years where, the houses that we've gone in and done a lot of these renovations and stuff too, like fail to exist because the people that come in and buy the houses were buying them for the location and lots and tear the houses down. So we've kind of changed that business model a lot. But for those that are homeowners and that see these programs and know that they're going to stay in that house for years to come and kind of reap the rewards of putting all those things into place, very beneficial, for sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions or anything we can help anybody with? Or we'll call it a night.
Or somebody have a property you want to go over, or a deal you're looking at?
Deal.
I do have some that's coming up, so I'll keep you guys posted on those. Got some negotiations going on with some sellers. One was on a duplex, and then I've come to find out that he's also got an older gentleman, and he's got 16 acres as well that he's looking to sell. So we'll see what comes out of that stuff here, and I'll keep you guys all posted.
Yeah, great.
What would you do with the 16 acres? Would you subdivide, or would you build on it, or what's your plan if you obtain it?
Because it would have city water, but it would have to require the septic tanks. Then we kind of get into that 16 acres could probably only get subdivided into essentially half acres. And then, so now we're talking about 32 of those to be able to build. So yeah, there could be like a small subdivision kind of build out on that potential side. But there's also where this is, it's still kind of considered more rural. They really haven't changed some of the zoning laws for that one yet in that area as far as for the density on it. So I don't know if we could really play into the buildings and small apartments and that kind of stuff yet. But I gotta look into those to see what the highest and best value is on that particular land. So those are the good things.
Would there be an opportunity to put some kind of because they have some fairly small for septics now, they're like small semi trailers that are actually septic that could handle 50, 60 houses, and then you just have some kind of an agreement where everybody is charged, kinds of things like that. But those are not, they're not cheap to put in, but they're going to be cheaper than putting in, then you have better density than half an acre. So there's a lot of things coming down in different types of septics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bet you if you call, because most states have kind of an office that handles well, water, and septic kinds of things. And they could tell you kind of a whole lot of information about things that might work for something like that. They have good resources.
Yeah, those are I'll be looking into the alternatives as we go. I mean, first of all, I mean, we got to get it at a reasonable price in order for it to make sense on doing the lot size. And then we also find out, like, we do have some other investors that are in that area that I know that buys land. And that's also one of those plays that if we can sell paper or, get it platted and then sell them off, individually, that there's a larger play without even have to go through doing all the build. So we're, the door is open. It's just a matter of kind of putting all those pieces of the puzzles together and see what the seller is willing to do with it all. But he's motivated. Like I said, I think he's mid 80s, so he's definitely he wants to kind of move it before end of life kind of stuff happens. So yeah.
Cool. Are you gonna, if you build on there, are you gonna wait till after you build James with his properties, or is that before his?
Maybe I'll sell it to James and he can just build some more over there.
Well, he was gonna use you either way to do the building.
I'm good. I don't mind building.
Ernie's the man.
Yes, he is.
Thank you.
Okay, what?
Same channel next week.
I was
We'll
gonna
be
say,
here. It'll be up on YouTube. Don't forget to take a look at the little webinar we're gonna throw together and have in July. That'll be kind of a first, so going live, so interesting. But will be a lot of good content and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm
When is
looking
that?
forward.
July what?
Thank you.
July 20th from 12 to 4.
Well, okay. Very good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you get something on there, let me know and I'll send it out to my network as well.
Thank you, Ernie. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And if anybody has any other topics you want us to go over for these Teach-In Tuesdays, have any ideas or any topics, please, let us know what you want more content on. And I guess next week, we have next week's up for. We do. What is it? I forgot. I'm sorry, guys.
It might be on some ethics and different stuff. Seem to be running into a lot of problems with that lately, so. Chit chat, and that'll be good for conversation piece as well.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll end it a little early and everybody can get out early and we will see everybody next week.
Thanks, you guys. That was great.